Apple have gone all out with the cameras this year. The main camera on the iPhone 14 Pro is a large 48 megapixel sensor and rest of its details are on your screen. The phone's ISP is powered by A16 Bionic, and let's go ahead with the video samples now. Hi guys, welcome to the full camera review of the iPhone 14 Pro. I'm recording this video in 4K at 30 frames per second and it's a very bright day. I am walking in a beautiful park. So you will get an idea about different lighting conditions as I walk, and also the stability and the voice recording quality of this mic. Now as you watch this camera review, make sure that you drop your own analysis about the front camera videos in the comment section below. This is going to be a lengthy review. You will get to see a lot of pictures and video clips shot in almost all possible environments and lighting conditions. So now I'm going to switch to 60 frames per second. Let's see how that works. This is now 4K at 60 frames per second from the front camera. You can see that I'm sweating a lot because I am walking in this park. I walked a lot to reach this place so that I can record this camera review today, and also a camera comparison between the iPhone 14 Pro and the S22 Ultra. So make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button to support my channel and appreciate my efforts. And if you like this video at some point, do hit the like button as well. Let's go ahead and check out other parts of this camera review now. Okay, now you will see the rear camera video samples. I have attached the videos recorded in all the available resolutions here. The details of all the video clips will appear at the bottom of the screen. The 1080p 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second and 4K at 30 and 60 frames per second clips are included here in both the ultra wide and the wide camera lenses of the iPhone 14 Pro. iPhone 14 Pro's optical image stabilization speaks for itself, and the resolution of the videos is also neat. Watch all these videos coming your way with full attention, and I'll catch you with the photos shot on the iPhone 14 Pro in just a minute. Okay, here's your look at an ultra-wide image first of all. The very first thing you will notice is how saturated this image is. The reds are deep and shadows are dark as well. The sky in the background also looks a bit saturated. Skin tone is just fine. One thing I am impressed with is the level of details in the ultra-wide image, which is very unusual when it comes to ultra-wide images. Here's your look at a normal wide angle image in 12 megapixels mode. This image takes off the saturation and shadows look much better in this one. The normal camera mode is supposed to capture the best images, and in a moment you will know how it works. The skin tone is close to natural. It's not completely natural but still close. Details are high in this one and the image is smooth without any kind of jitter or noise on it. Here's a 48 megapixels image and this one all of a sudden looks dull or kinda pale. It's lackluster. The reason is this is a ProRAW image and this has a lot of room for post-processing, so you can enhance this image as much as you want in the post-processing obviously. But if you want to use the ProRAW images straight out of the camera, this is the kind of look you will get. A dull look with immense details. And remember that these images are going to consume a lot of storage on your phone. And here's your look at the ultra-wide, normal and ProRAW images together. You can easily understand the difference now. The ultra-wide image has the deepest colors, highest level of saturation and very dark shadows. The normal mode image decreases all this and ProRAW images going in a completely opposite direction. ProRAW 48 megapixels has the best details. This one is a 1x portrait. The image is highly saturated again. It looks nice because of the saturation mainly. Shadows are dark and the edge direction is on point. Now here is the 3x telephoto portrait, and like the 48 megapixels ProRAW, this one also takes away those boosted colors and saturation. Now here's your look at the 1x 3x portrait side by side. The difference between these images is clear as a mirror. Here's another ultra wide image with the boosted colors, saturation and dark shadows. The normal counterpart of the same image looks much better. And this one is a 2x zoom image of the same building, now followed by a 3x zoom image of the same building. There is a clear difference of the color tone among all these images. I wish it was consistent, but I guess it is how it's supposed to work. And here is a 48 megapixels ProRAW image. I'm just amazed how Apple have preserved those details. I have used 108 megapixel cameras and even those cameras do not produce as good details. This camera, despite being just a 48 megapixel sensor, is producing a highest possible amount of details, and the professional photographers are going to greatly benefit from this new improved ProRAW mode of the iPhone 14 Pro. Now this is your look at the ultra-wide image, normal and the ProRAW images all together once again. The difference of the color tone is there again, all these images speak for themselves. This is your look at 1x, 2x and 3x zoom images side by side. Okay, another 48 megapixels and 12 megapixels image comparison. Look at the color of the road, the grass and that brown part of the building. The colors of all these elements are boosted in the 12 megapixels normal image. In the 48 megapixels image, you can boost these colors yourself if you wish. I think most users are going to stick to the normal 12 megapixels mode images because of the ease of use and ready to publish photos. The ultra-wide and 12 megapixels image of the same building from another angle. The ultra-wide image has a purple shade on the sky while the 12 megapixel image is keeping it blue. The saturation is too high in the ultra-wide image. Here's another set of images. Look at the foreground, the trees trunk and the green color. There is a visible difference of colors once again. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is that in the normal mode, the dynamic range is pretty good. You can easily differentiate between the darker and the brighter areas of the image. This is one of my favorite pictures to demonstrate the differences between 48 megapixels ProRAW and 12 megapixels mode. Now as I zoom into this building, you can see that how high the details are in the 48 megapixels image. This is exactly what I was trying to say a while ago. I have used cameras with high number of pixels before, but Apple's 48 megapixels camera seemed to be the best among all that I have used. This level of details is just crazy. The editing possibilities for such a photo are limitless. Let me know what do you think about this one. Here's another 48 megapixels versus 12 megapixels image for all of you. An image of the sunset. The normal image has a cool color tone. The bluish shade on the rocks looks good. The ProRAW image is warm. The sunset on both sides looks stunning. iPhone Pro's sun capturing capabilities are superb. Another set of images in all camera zoom modes is your way now. If you capture an image at 15x and try to crop up to 15x into a 48 megapixels image, the results are not going to be the same. Just for your info, this is how a 15x image and a cropped in image looks. Some more rear camera images will now come your way. I want you guys to keenly observe the images and drop your own thoughts and analysis in the comments below. I'll catch you with the panorama and a 6x image and then the indoor images in a short while. Look at this panorama shot. I was actually stunned by this one. I couldn't believe that I captured this one myself. This was the only way for me to bring this entire huge building into one frame from the front. Otherwise it was too huge to fit into the ultrawide lens from the front. And this is the image of the same building from far away in 6x zoom. Okay, now you will see the indoor artificial light images. Ultrawide images will always have high saturation and dark shadows, and the normal images will always look better. iPhone 14 Pro's indoor or the low light performance is quite impressive, and that's pretty much what you will see in these images. In fact, some images come out so good that it's almost hard to tell if those are the images or ready-made wallpapers downloaded on the phone. The details are superb, colors are quite accurate in my opinion, because we are not comparing this phone to another phone right now, so we have only these images to rely on, and as far as a normal human eye can tell, these colors are just fine. Shadows and highlights are maintained well too, dynamic range is good. There isn't really anything to complain about. The highlights are not being blown off in any of these images either. This is an ultra-wide, wide and a 2x indoor low-light image side by side. The blue color significantly changes in all camera modes. This is not a problem. It's just how the camera lenses process at different focal length. My purpose is to show you what mode or lens will capture the best images for you, and so far it seems like the normal 12 megapixels mode is the best one you can come across. And the indoor ultra-wide versus wide images on your screen now. Next up is the wide versus 2x zoom image, and the last one is a 2x versus 3x zoom image. It's time to take a look at some low light versus night mode photos. Just a day ago I did a full night camera review of the iPhone 14 Pro. I will link it here too. The purpose of that video was to demonstrate this phone's capabilities in the low light and night mode. As you can see, the iPhone 14 Pro doesn't fail to impress with its night mode performance. These images come out super clean, noise free, the colors are good, and the images are being brightened up in the best possible ways when you use the night mode. The credit definitely goes to the new 48 megapixels camera sensor that allows taking such amazing low light photos with the help of its pixel binning mechanism. Let me know what do you guys think about the night mode performance of the iPhone 14 Pro. And now in the end we have the selfies. If the light is good, the selfies will amaze you. If you take a look at the outdoor broad daylight selfies, you will be shocked to see the amount of details these selfies have. The images are not too much saturated, the face looks bright and images overall are vibrant. Details once again are high and the outdoor selfie portraits look equally good. The edge detection is really good. The background blur and the depth in the background is amazing. The indoor selfies in artificial light do not carry a lot of details and the skin tone is just fine. The indoor portraits, however, come out pretty good. I have taken selfies in both the wide and close-up modes. As you can see, I have put them side by side as well. Now even in the low light or the artificial light portrait mode, the selfies have top-notch edge detection. And with this, our iPhone 14 Pro camera review comes to an end. iPhone 14 Pro's camera is a top-notch camera. The video performance, especially during the night, is the best you can get from a smartphone to date. The 48 megapixels ProRAW mode is going to be handy for professional photographers as it delivers the real raw resolution, and I honestly believe that it has the potential to replace your SLR camera as your daily photography driver. Obviously, I'm not talking about those professional gigs, I'm just talking about your daily photography for which you would carry an SLR camera otherwise. I have not added cinematic mode in this video because I'm not using the Apple ecosystem, and extracting the cinematic mode video from the iPhone would have created issues for me. However, I have tried to stay as detailed as I could for the rest of the camera features. I definitely recommend the iPhone 14 Pro to anyone who's looking for a top-notch smartphone with a top-notch camera. Do tell me what do you guys think about this phone's camera. I have a Galaxy S22 Ultra versus iPhone 14 Pro camera comparison lined up. Make sure that you stay tuned for that. Feel free to drop your comments below. Even if you have to disagree with me, I would love to listen to you. Subscribe and like this video if you haven't already done that. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.